Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smith and Wiggins Show. I am your host, Wiggins, along with my co-host.
And I'm Smith.
Yeah, you're Smith. Who are we powered by today?
We are powered by yourmoneyhero.com.
Yourmoneyhero.com. That is actually Smith's company, and we'll be telling you more about that as we go along. We have a guest today, and her name is Coach Carla. And Carla, tell me how you say your last name. I didn't even ask that.
Meshack.
Oh, well, just like the biblical character.
Oh,
yeah,
I love
it. All right. Well, Coach Carla Meshack, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're happy you're here. So one of the things that we like to do on the show is we really like to keep a positive vibe. And that's one of the reasons you're here, is to keep us kind of focused on that positive vibe. Tell us a little bit about Coach Carla and the goals that she has really quickly.
So, Coach Carla, my purpose is to uplift and encourage and inspire people to live their best life in whatever that looks like for them. I'm not here to fix it, because that's not my work. My work is to support you in whatever you're doing. So if you need a little kick and you're feeling stuck in that space that you're trying to get out of, I'm here to just move you along and to get you unstuck and get you moving into the dream or your life, whatever it is that you want. That's what my purpose is.
Okay. So one of the things that we were talking about before, when we were just getting to know each other a little bit, was the fact that you have and I'm going to let you finish the slogan, but I'm going to start it for you. If you are packed and ready to grow,
give me a call and let me know. And the key word is grow.
Grow, right, exactly.
So, Carla, do you find that there are a lot of people stuck?
More than I would ever have known, and it's something, because it's like the little things that people are finding. It's like, I want to do something, but they're bound to their work or their jobs, and they think that they can't get out of it. And I don't suggest quitting your job, but I suggest carving out time for your dreams. And sometimes that's hard, but that's where I can come in and say, let me encourage you to take that time to do those little things, because you don't have to spend a lot of time, just a little time. And things will start moving. They will. I've seen it happen.
Right.
I think one of my biggest sayings that I've had is action begets action.
Yes.
I've said that most of my life, and I can see that in my own business. When I get on the phone starts ringing. Right?
Right.
It's true.
My girls that worked in my office used to pop their head in my office and say, "Are you calling customers?" Because our phone's ringing off the hook.
Right.
Because it creates an energy and a synergy around your business, right?
Absolutely.
Now, one of the things that you definitely take and are very intentional about is the fact that you want people to understand that when they make these conscious choices, that there are responses that happen that are very, very emotional, spiritual, and otherwise. You talked about having the acronym there and where it comes into God. Now, you equate God to being light and life and love, though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you speak to that in people a lot of times?
Well, because most people, they connect it with religion, and
right.
It's very, for me, it's a very separate thing. God is in all things, in everything, and everything in our being. And so we all came with a purpose here, and that purpose to me is God, and that is to give love, that is to spread love, that is to live in it, and then live in your truth. And so it's kind of it's a sticky thing for some, but right. those that are understand it, are truly connected with the spiritual aspect of it. I mean, it's the only way for me that I know to live. I live from that space. I am love. And I come from that.
And what you do as a result of that love it's just the natural outcome of it. It's not even a forced thing.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not. And I didn't know that always. I knew on some level, but it was so common for me that I didn't realize for other people that it wasn't that common.
Well, I think I've had to force myself to love a couple people.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, though, we recently were talking about a breakthrough in your own life, and I haven't even had a chance to share this with Carla, but, you were talking, we have this new saying around the office here for us is we want to get past the Ruby level. Now, I'll tell you what the Ruby level is really quickly. So she worked years ago, I will not say how many years ago, but years ago, that, you know, you were in Amway,
Yes.
and you had reached the Ruby level in a very quick time frame.
Yes.
But you got stuck at one point.
I got stuck.
Because you've
Somebody stuck me.
Well, somebody stuck you. Yes, this is true. But somebody basically told you weren't allowed to love yourself in that situation.
Yeah. So, you know, and it is really interesting at the subconscious thing that happens to us sometimes when people we perceive of power say something or do something that makes us now subconsciously hold ourselves back, right? And that happened to me with me being told, oh, you've done a good job so far, but we're going to need you to do a couple things. One, they told me I had to wear dresses. Like, that was not going to happen. And
she does wear dresses.
I knew now, but back then it was like I was like a tomboy, and I didn't. You had to hog tie me to get me in a dress back then.
You're a mom of.
Too many. And so then, and then they asked me to take a back seat and let my husband take the lead when my husband wasn't going to do that. Right. So it made me feel less than as a person and a woman, that, okay, that's far enough. You take a back seat. And it stuck me. It literally kept me from being successful. And so you don't know what you don't know, though, because sometimes that stuff's hidden, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you need coaches for. You need coaches to help you find out what that little thing is that someone said or you perceive them to say.
Right.
Gets you to a new level, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just, you know, and on that as well, JC, is sometimes in those moments have to happen. And if we take them one way, but maybe that's meant to happen another way to say, you know what, there's going to be these obstacles. People are going to say those types of things, but it's what you do with that information. If you take it and you're defeated, or you can take it and say, you know what, thank you for sharing that. I don't receive it. I'm moving on to this next level because I have to. Thank you for that.
Yes.
But that's a good word.
I wish I had that confidence.
Yes.
Today, I would tell them other things.
Right. Exactly.
But back then, that wasn't, you know, I was years old, and I didn't know that I could do that.
Right. So we've been talking with Coach Carla Meshack. And Carla, I'm going to ask you to hold on just a little bit. We're going to go into our second segment now, but we will be back in just a couple moments. Please listen to the sponsor today, which is Your Money Hero.
YourMoneyHero.com.
That's right. And we'll be right back with
more. Look, up in the air. Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, it's Your Money Hero. Let me ask you something, young business person. How would it feel to have the cash you need to run your business? Business owners everywhere struggle with where and how to put their hands on working capital. Your Money Hero works with business owners just like you who are looking for working capital for their businesses. To find out more, call us at 704-209-5015 or look us up on the internet at yourmoneyhero.com. Once again, that number is 704-209-5015 or contact us on the web at yourmoneyhero.com.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is the Smith and Wiggins Show, and we are powered today by
YourMoneyHero.com.
Woohoo! YourMoneyHero.com. That's right. And I am Wiggins.
And I'm Smith.
All right. Well, we did that backwards.
We always do.
Typical.
It's okay.
Typical for us. Yes. So we have had today the honor of having Coach Carla Meshack on the line with us, and she has been a joy to have, and we really appreciate you being with us today, Carla.
Thank you.
We do. And Coach Carla, I'm excited. I've hired a lot of coaches in my life. I've needed a lot of coaches. and so let's talk a little bit about why people, some of those reasons you would need to hire a coach. What about those people who've never thought about hiring a coach, but all of a sudden you can give them those reasons to hire one. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So there are a lot of reasons to hire a coach. And I have coaches. I have actually two coaches, because coaches need coaches, because when you're feeling in that space that you just really you need someone to talk to, but the people maybe in your circle can't really understand or hear, or you're not feeling comfortable, having an outside person there that says, you know, that can support you without judgment, without
And, well,
around it. Because
I say to those people that's the person with no skin in the game.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the people closest to you, don't they want to keep you back, or they don't want to see you outgrow them?
Absolutely. And that's why I always tell people also too, you don't share your dreams with everyone, because everyone's not your cheerleader. Everyone doesn't want you to succeed. And so with coaching, and I always think that, you know, there's 1,000 coaches out there, but I see coaching like buying a car. Everybody has their particular need. And so you find that particular need with that particular coach. Everyone's not my client. So I have to make sure that we're a fit, because if we're going to be doing work together, we need to make sure that everybody's comfortable and everybody feels good about it, because my job is to make you succeed. It's not so much about the money. That's the result of it. But for the most part, I want to have people win, because when people win, I win. Mm-hmm. I get high off of the fact that when I see someone making strides, that's what coaching does. It's like your personal cheerleader that's just there for you.
Well, I think you actually just spoke to one of the myths that we talk about. Sometimes we think that having the need for a coach actually gives a stigma that you're weak, and that's not it at all. In fact, if you're coachable, that's probably one of the greatest gains you could ever have, is staying coachable in your existence, in your daily both life and business ventures. You have to stay coachable.
Well, Wiggins here and I are both coaches, so we get what you're saying. And one of the very first questions I ask people who want me to coach them is let me ask you a question. Are you coachable?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Are you coachable? If you're not, this is going to be a fruitless endeavor between the two of us, and you're going to waste your money and my time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So,
I think there's a twofold thing there with that. Is one of the things that happens is that people think that if they're hiring a coach, they're hiring a psychologist. You know, somewhat, or you have the double side of that. Yeah, right. Or you have that other side where you have a coach who thinks they are a psychologist.
Right.
And you can't be. That's not the relationship. That's not that point. The point is perspective, I think, is the bigger point. And so talk to me a little bit. So you're in the Bay Area. That's where you're. I mean, obviously, we know you can talk to people all around the world, and hopefully you get that opportunity. I'm cheering you on for that. But when you say you're in the Bay, there's a demographic out there. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. It was funny, and this is just a little kind of hint of things. But one of the things is this person was a food person. They prepare frozen foods. Mm-hmm. And the East Coast loves mint, and the West Coast hates it. What is that about? So just like food preferences, there's got to be coaching preferences.
Yes.
Being based in the Bay Area, what is coaching like in the Bay Area?
Oh my goodness, it's very diverse and it's very different. My daughter has a coach. She's an athlete, and he is a coach for athletes. So her life coach, and this guy is tremendous. He also works mainly with men. So there's people that are really religious coaches, and so it's just it's like all over the place. It's finding your niche, and that's why I say it's something for everybody. That everybody doesn't fit with everyone, but I don't think that there's a limit on the people that need services. And just to wind back for a moment, and you were correct, I think, with people understanding that I say I'm not a doctor. I can't fix you. I'm not here to fix you. If sometimes people need to have a little bit more help, and that's be understandable. I'll take you after you've seen your doctor.
I'm the that there are coaches for reasons and seasons.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Sort of like some of our friends. They're for reasons and seasons.
Absolutely. Right?
Absolutely. And so if you have gotten someone that you took them to a place and that's as far as you can take them, hopefully you've built a network that you can say, you need to move over to coach so-and-so, because I think they're going to help you go to that next level.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm about. With everything I do, I said, I have a lot of coaching friends, and that's what I do. I said, if you're not for me, I don't have a challenge with saying, hey, you may want to go visit this person because I think they're going to be better for you. And they're, right there with your needs. And I can line you up. I know that my focus is mainly with women. I didn't design that, but turned out that way, when I surrendered everything, it's just I'm drawn to women. And that's okay, because if men come to me, I have a lot of male coaches. It's like, you may want to try one of these guys, or you may want to try this team. There's a plethora of options out there, and I'm okay with sharing with the world, because there's enough for everybody.
Well, and I think one of the biggest things we all have to understand is that, especially in the just the confluence of all the information that gets thrown at us all the time and everything like that, that we have to understand that as a professional, no matter what field we're in, that sometimes the most professional thing we can do is actually give business away.
Yeah.
Because it lends both to your credibility, but it also says, hey, I know what my expertise is. That's
right.
Where I know where I belong. And if I don't belong in your particular field or your life, then it's time for me to put you somewhere where you can grow and benefit.
Absolutely.
Well, if someone has that scarcity model in their mindset and in their of that aura they're putting out, right, then they're probably not in a good place. So I wouldn't want that to be my coach.
That's
if
true.
They're not willing to pass me on when they feel like that they've done. It's kind of like starting out with a beginner music teacher, and then once they've taught you all they can know, they need to get you to somebody else,
right?
Because they can't teach you to be a concert pianist if they're a beginner teacher, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Carla, tell us a little bit about how people can get a hold of you really quickly, or find you on social media, etc.
Okay, so you can find me on my Facebook page is Coach Carla.
Okay.
And my website is coachcarla.net. I'm also on Instagram, Coach Carla Meshack. I am also on Twitter.
Wow.
And that's Coach Meshack, Dream Mover. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good deal. So what we'll do is, just for our followers and everybody that is listening, we'll go ahead and make sure that's put out on our social media as well. We're going to do some back and forth. And I also am looking very forward to the day when we're actually getting our videos up on YouTube, because you guys have got to see this beautiful smiling face that you'll want to hire as a coach just for that smile alone.
Yes.
And so we'll do that. And she's going to lend me a headshot so I can make sure everybody knows who she is and all that good stuff. So Carla, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. I'm just over the moon we've had a great time.
Thank you. And I'm very grateful for both of you. Thank you. Absolutely.
So everybody, you have been listening to the Smith and Wiggins Show. We have been powered today by
YourMoneyHero.com.
All right. We'll see you next time on
All right.
Wiggins Show.